What is a legal scam that is still happening in 2022? If you're a personal business owner, you may receive what looks to be a bill in your mail from the U.S. Domain Authority. At first glance, you're under the impression that you need to pay $289 to renew your website domain name. However, there is very fine print stating that you are not legally required to pay the listed amount. It's actually an ad requesting you pay that amount in order to have your website listed on the U.S. Domain Authority site. I can't imagine how many people have been tricked by this. Read your mail carefully. Extended warranties. So many promises made, but when time comes for a claim, almost all are denied. That news in America is entertainment. Can get away with saying pretty much anything and still call it news. Insider trading within Congress. But if we do it, we end up in prison. Look, OP, if you want to get in on some legal scam, you have to do your own research. That's why I recommend you buy my book, What You Can Do to Legally Become Rich in 12 Easy Lessons. Just 24 easy payments of $199.99 and you will have the secrets to being a millionaire unveiled right before your eyes. Paying services charges. I don't mind paying a $10 delivery fee, but will not pay a 99-cent service charge. Private prisons. You're telling me that they charge the government for the beds and the taxpayers still gotta foot the bill if those beds are empty so the company running it doesn't lose money? Frick you. Civil forfeiture. You're going to tell me that a cop thinks that my property might be used for illegal activity, and that cop is going to steal it from me and pad their department's bottom line? What the actual F? The troubled teen industry. It doesn't work. It traumatizes children. It's legal kidnapping. I hope more attention comes to it and something happens. They're a business and the goal is to make money, not help troubled teenagers. For frick's sake. Half the time the kids aren't even troubled. The troubled teen industry refers to for-profit organizations aimed at steering rebellious and at-risk youth onto a better path through reform camps. But their methods are tough love, negative positive punishments and physical labor. Because it's a business meant to make money, a lot of corner cutting happens. They hire young and untrained staff for less pay rather than therapists and certified nurses and teachers. It's also not regulated at all, so they can effectively do whatever they want with little recourse. They use scared straight tactics and beat kids into obedience. They claim the best way to send a kid there is by surprise so they don't try and run beforehand, aka burst into the room at 2 a.m. and drag them into a van with very few belongings. Look up LA School for a notorious one. Paris Hilton was kidnapped at 2 a.m. and sent to Provo Canyon when she was 16. Look at how well that worked. Go through this thread for some horror stories. Ticketmaster. What the frick is a handling fee when I am the one handling my own phone? Timeshares. I figured Airbnb and VRBO and all the other temporal disruptors would have put a stop to this predatory little pay mucho cash grab which destroys local housing markets and creates wet paint ghost towns. But alas, it persists and we have to stare at lines of cheap shacks or Soviet bloc-style complexes left vacant on off-seasons or occupied by flightless gray birds who only fly south. Because some Iowa idiot got conned in a Ramada Inn on a Tuesday looking for a free golf bag. Arguably these apps have created more of a problem, but I figured it'd be better. Having to file your own taxes then being fined if you don't do it right. Charging for parking in hospitals and clinics. Also charging people money to withdraw money or because they have small, positive balances in their bank accounts. Charging huge fees for parking permits without spending any of that money on the maintenance of those parking spots. My kid's school charges a $3 internet fee if you want to refill their cafeteria cards via the website. If you do it in person, there's no fee. If they feel they have to charge a fee, should it be the other way around, since if you use their website you aren't taking up anyone's time? Medication costs. My dog had hookworm and so my doctor recommended I get treated as well just to be safe. Pharmacy called me warning that it would cost me $2,995. Asked my doctor if there was an alternative. Was able to get an equally effective treatment for $45. Cable company making you rent a router for $10 a month. Shoot, should be illegal. Sadly overplayed, but health insurance. Just yesterday there was a post about a guy who had medically necessary surgery and the insurance didn't want to pay the hospital. I'm not sure if there's an actual name for it, but the practice of banks where they prioritize your automatic payments in order of highest to lowest so that you're more likely to overdraw earlier, and then they can slap on their overdrawn fees for each consecutive payment that attempts to go through. For example, you have $600 in your account and have 6 automatic payments coming out. They prioritize the $400 loan payment first, then the $120 car insurance, then 50 internet, 50 cell phone, 50 utilities, 50 renter's insurance. You now owe $90 in overdrawn fees, are late on 3 bills, and are mostly broke. If they'd have prioritized the last 5 first, then the loan payment, you'd have $280 left, a bill you're late on, and $30 in overdrawn fees. It's so freaking scummy. Why insurance goes up after an incident? The fact that you give regular monthly installments is the intent that they will save you the hassle in case of a problem. Extended warranties on vehicles. Good luck getting them to pay. If debt collectors can trick a grieving person into uttering words that imply you take responsibility for your dead relatives' debts, that can be treated as a binding oral contract and allow them to collect from you. Insane rent prices for houses even squatters wouldn't stay at. 80-plus-hour work weeks for understaffed tourism towns around the world. University fees. I have to not only pay for my classes and admin fees, I have to pay for 2 separate student union fees, a technology fee, an online processing fee, and a recreation and athletic fee, despite the field house being entirely closed due to COVID. I'm too late for this to be seen probably, but I'll post it anyway. I once accidentally clicked something on the internet and unbeknownst to me signed up to some crappy subscription for £15 a month. The subscription was basically a monthly spam email about something uninteresting that went unnoticed. It was somewhere between 6 to 12 months before I noticed I was paying this company money as I thought it was my Wi-Fi bill showing up on my direct debit record. I googled the company name. It was a company in Macclesfield or Mansfield if I remember correctly. Straight away the reviews were all saying it's a scam, hard to cancel the direct debit, etc. Phoned my bank who informed me the company was known to them, but had always stayed within the law and I'd be extremely lucky to get any money refunded. Bank also said that I needed the company to stop the subscription as they couldn't do it. I found the customer service number for this company. Straight away was told by the automated voice lady that it was £1 something a minute to be on the phone to them, which infuriated me as I was having to pay even more money to get them to stop scamming me. Anyway, I got put on hold after a minute or so of ringing. The icing on the cake was the on hold song was The Streets. Dry your eyes, mate. At that point I laughed to myself and applauded their she-he-k. I got played well. Health insurance. My parents went to get some prescriptions the other day. With insurance $250, without insurance $160. Politicians and their families investing in the stock market. MLMs. No, Karen, you are not going to be a millionaire with your shooty products. Praise the good God Amway, purveyor of fine essential oils and blankets. Health insurance in America. I spend $600 a month to cover myself and my son and have never walked into a medical appointment without a $200 to $300 bill showing up in the mail. It seems since I can afford insurance then I get charged more for services after the insurance company negotiates his prices down. I'm a single father making $15 per hour. Insurance is more than rent and my car payment combined. USA tax-paying system. Paraphrasing. We know how much you owe, but we want you to calculate it and you have to get it correct under pain of prison or paying too much. Oh, and the whole process is more complicated than it needs to be because of private interests. The housing market. So many corporations are buying up houses and then jacking up rent. Construction and real estate industries. And then you have builders that build small, cheap units that won't stand the test of time because corners are being cut. And real estate agents trying to line their own pockets with bidding wars and creating a sense of scarcity and urgency. I used to go to the ticket gate to get tickets, to circumvent the fee, but now the ticket office is only open when another concert is going on. It really pisses me off. I'm looking at a downtown concert in the summer and hoping that their ticket office actually has predictable hours. Kenneth Copeland and his kill fleecing their congregation for millions for private jets and Satan knows what else. America's privately owned prison system, which is a hub for modern-day slavery. Having to pay for your own official transcripts from a third-party company after graduating from college. Payday lenders, to why soprano it and half stoop solo. News which isn't useful or objectively true, and therefore not news, but propaganda. Norton installs a cryptometer as a feature as soon as you meet the low required specs. Now this is already dubious, but they make a cryptolite for you, and they get 15% of what you mine. Transfer fees are of course for you. Not only will your CPU be fried in no time, also give thought to all people not knowing about this feature. Where will their mined coins go once the subscription is over? I swear, Norton is like the Nigerian prince of antivirus. I used to work for a timeshare company during my senior year of high school. It would send me all over the Metroplex to events and malls to get people to fill out their personal contact information, and they even ask what your yearly salary expectations was. These leads were used to enter a raffle for a chance to win a free prize. Some of these prizes were crazy cool and included free sports tickets, sports memorabilia, cars, and a vacation getaway. Those prizes were never won by anyone. They would use the leads to call, email, constantly bothering them in any way to get them to come check out a timeshare resort. Most people I talked to that eventually went always said they had a negative experience, i.e., sitting in a presentation that was said to be only a couple of minutes would actually end up being hours, and I'm also sure the company would also sell the information from these leads to a third party for an additional profit on the side.